It's winter and the shop is used a lot for antiques and building furniture in the winter. And I do my sculptures also, but right now we have a number of antiques in here. Some chairs underneath that cover. Another piece of an antique that's getting refurnished. And also all of my different tools that we use. It's a lot of different things. I'm not going to say I'm neat. But I was going to mention the wax. When I melt out the wax, it's a simple wok that you can use to melt your wax for making all of the different when you have to pour the wax into the forms after you've made the molds. That's how you melt the wax out, to pour it in. And then for all my glass pieces that I do, I love glass. It fascinates me, adding glass to bronze or just incorporating glass with bronze. And when you melt out the glass to get interesting forms, these have writing on them so I remember what I'm going to use them for. You have to make a mold that, and this mold I actually dropped, so I have to make a new one. But you make a mold out, and then you lay your glass on top of it, and then you put it in the kiln. And oh, there's little hearts in there. I didn't know they were in there. And then the glass, you heat up the glass to a certain temperature for a certain time, then cooling it off, and then you have a release agent that's on your mold that you've made, and then the glass comes off, which is fun. This is how I made all of the boats' sails and the water that's beneath the boats. I use it for, I'm going to my kite people that I love, with the kites that I did in paper and drew them out on archival paper so that it would be last. I'm going to make glass kites for some of these, which is going to be fun. That's going to be a spring project. And so there's a lot of different things I want to do with the glass. I've been wanting to incorporate it more and more. And these are all a bunch of bronze that I have to work on and get done before the summer arrives. More whales, some boat people. And they're going to have glass also as heads. So when you create it with the wet glass, it's always a tricky thing with bronze to figure out how you're going to connect it. So there's different ways. A lot of times the sculpture I'm planning on making this summer is going to be a jellyfish, and I'm going to weave some bronze line through it and sew on the glass, sew the glass and the pieces together. So that'll be fun to do. And then all different types of, I always have different things of glass that it's just fascinating to me, making all the different forms of glass, and with bronze being so permanent, and glass is actually very permanent. So it's something I like to incorporate into all of my pieces, and eventually there'll be more. So this is my shop. And with all of its workings going on, and we just keep working along, all the different waxes for the furniture. So there it is.